shit.
Maybe the hospital visit.
No, that was when he came back.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Because I was there then. I wasn't there when he left. I wasn't there the first time.
Yeah, I mean, I started IWC, and then I had to take some time. And like I said, I wasn't really in a good headspace around that time.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be honest with you, because I was wrestling up in McGee at NWA Battle Zone.
Okay.
And that was a hell of a little territory we built up, too, back then.
Who was running that?
I think well, he wasn't the money guy, but the booking, it was Brother Love, Marvin, that guy, Hard Times manager from before. And, yeah, that was a little town that, you know, WWF never came anywhere near, and a lot of those guys, the fans, they were into it. Like, yeah, it was like old school. They would attack the heels and stick them with crap, and, you know, old ladies with needles and crap. It was insane. It was really insane. Like, we did an angle with John Saxon. We were both faces at the time, where he had gotten beat up real bad and was a bloody mess, and we carried him out through the front door, loaded him in the back of the truck, and drove to the McGee Hospital. And then we were sitting there in the back of the truck, just, you know, waiting for the crowd to disperse and everything before we came back. Well, a bunch of fans and cars come pulling up, and we're just sitting there on the other side of the hospittal. So I'm like, kayfabe, you know, and some art lays down, he's selling it, and I'm trying to act like I'm concerned, and like, where's the ER room? And so, you know, this carload of guys are like, hey man, the ER's right down there.
Oh,
you know?
Man.
So, thanks man, we couldn't find it, you know? So we back up and act like we're going into ER, and they drive off, and we haul ass, and we're driving around the backwoods of McGee for about 20 minutes or so. And back then I had these, they looked kind of like Jake Roberts tights back when he was in Mid-South. They're like judo pants, and they were orange. And I had a pair of those, and that's the gimmick I was wearing back then. Well, we go back to the arena, and we're like, all right, drop us off here at the top of the hill, and we're going to walk behind all these stores and stuff, and you can go to the back of the arena. So the guy drops us off, and right then, after he drops us off, you know, I mean, we're within sight of the arena, you know, I mean, we're just right at the top of the hill. Cop pulls up.
Oh, Lord.
Spotlight, lights on, you know, right on us, marks a bloody mess, and I'm wearing this orange pants. Well, maybe a quarter of a block up the hill that we were standing on, that I didn't know, was the freaking prison. So he's a bloody mess, and I'm wearing orange prison-like gimmick, and we got all the marks looking at us, and we're supposed to be at the hospital, and we're like, man, could you please just turn off them lights, man? You know, please, they can see us. And he's like, lights are sir, y'all with that wrestling, ain't you? Yes, sir, please turn this shit off. You know, we had snuck all the way down all these buildings, and we're so close, and then the cops pull up, and I don't know how many.
Blew your cover.
Yeah, I don't know how many people saw us. But yeah, McGee was a cool town. It was crazy, man. It ran for a while there.
Well, cool. We could, I mean, I'm sure you've got 1,000 stories per promotion. But we're coming up on probably about almost a little over an hour. So
more than that, I think.
Yeah, and we've got time for plenty more. So I think there will definitely be a Sirus Shoot Part 2.
Part 2.
And 3, Return of the Omega.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, well, we're going to close it off with customary. Who do you, out of everybody you've ever worked, who do you really enjoy being in the ring with? Not, you know, the entire time you've been doing this.
Multiple people, or are you saying like the person? Because I can't.
Multiple.
Yeah, I mean, not to smooch ass, but my boy Cruz and Reiner, I love working.
Yeah, we just recently got to work each other after a long time.
Yeah,
each other.
Me and Jerry wanted to work each other back in PWA, and it just, you know how it goes. Sometimes it just never works out. And we got to work. I think we did our first match for Culture Shock. Well, it was UHPW at the time, but. Tommy, of course, Mercury, John Saxon, you know, I love working him. He always pushes me, but, you know, I love it, you know. Bobby Dahl was fun to work with. Scott Armstrong, geez, what a pleasure, you know. I mean, just, I couldn't think of a better worker. But, hell, there's been so many good workers. There's been way more shitty workers, but...
Nice segue. Go ahead. Anybody you'd like to mention?
Shitty workers?
Yeah.
You don't have to.
No, I don't care, man. You know, in King style, you can pretty much say the whole damn Fed almost. You know,
the roster.
Yeah, the whole roster. As far as just straight can't work, I mean, most of them that I can think of, you probably wouldn't recognize. And they would, you know, the guys that say they were trained and been wrestling for years, and you get in there and just from blocking up, you know, they don't have a clue, and that's when you just go ahead and turn them down and shoot them. Like, I tell you who used to be a really crappy wrestler, and I got respect for him now. He's worked hard. Cameron Frost.
Yeah. Really?
I worked him at Austin's. Well, the story was, oh geez, this is a short little story.
Sure.
Okay. Cameron and I think it was Riker came in and had like one of them crazy ass UHPW, and they were hitting each other with light bulbs and crap.
Oh.
And this is right before me and Tommy's match, so there's still light bulbs and shit in the ring, you know. And I'm pissed, so I'm like, I don't care which one of them fuckers. I want one of them next week. And they gave me Cameron Frost. Well, I just shot him down. I think I did go behind, picked him up amateur style, put him down. Just start paintbrushing them and just grinding them and just, you know, teaching them a lesson, basically, you know. And I was really brutal on him. And after the match, he shook my hand. He said, "Man, I need to start training." And I worked him some years later over at UHBW, and he's really become.
He's one of the good ones.
He's a really good worker now, and I got much respect for him. And he used to suck. Jeez, who else? Well, hell, you said I love Bill, Cornbread. He's a great guy, you know, nicest guy. It's hard to work him, you know. It's just hard to work him. You know,
he's so charismatic, though. It almost makes
but you just got
that doesn't help when you got to carry him around.
Yeah, you got to use them in small increments, I think, to
Yeah.
keep them. But other than that, really crappy workers. I don't know. I'll tell you next time.
Sure.
I'll make a damn list.
Okay.
Bingo. It's a date.
Sounds cool.
I think that's it. And there's a million other things I want to bring up for part 2, and we can. I mean, this was just kind of a you know, we only got about an hour and 20 minutes of, you know, a whole career of how you've been doing this, so it's kind of unfair.
Well, that's cool.
But I wanted to thank you, and I'm sure everybody is. This is going to be popped in the DVD player a lot.
Sweet, man.
So thanks for doing it, and we'll see you next time. So Invasion Productions with the Sirus LaVey shoot. Thanks.
All right, appreciate it, guys.